All right, we are live. Hello, chat. Stream may start if people are on violence. I see. Hopefully, if I line things up today, chat should be appearing in the stream now that it's live. What day is it? It's ranting hour day. That's how you know what day it is. I can't talk yet. You know what day it is by when I stream. Let's see. Is chat appearing on screen? Did I do this right? Kind of hard to check that in advance. Mino YouTube channel waiting room. Yikes. He doesn't need a channel anymore. He's back on the TCC podcast.
Yeah, that.
Okay, studio mode. I guess chat doesn't want to appear on screen for some reason. That's weird. Interesting. Maybe it'll funnel in. I don't know why it's not working. That's strange. Can he be made to work? That sounds
Make
menacing.
coffee. Should I make coffee? It's fucking 5 p.m. Should I drink coffee?
Oh, there we go. Okay, chat has been
Sounds like a
down.
mistake.
Now it's working. All right, now we're cooking. All right, so I can do the scripted intro now that I finished writing. Welcome to the ranting hour, where we rant for at least an hour, sometimes more about the in-between stuff that doesn't make it into my videos because I am lazy lately. We generally have an idea what's going on before the wind takes us away. If we go off the rails, so be it. Tonight, I am welcomed by the illustrious, I'm not going to give him that adjective, just Mino. Mino's here. Before we get started, whether you're watching live or catching the VOD, do me a favor and like the video. It helps me out a ton. I know you guys love this content, so help it spread. It takes a second of your time. It is the biggest thing you can do to help out. And if you are watching the VOD, be sure to leave a comment. If you're here live, chatting helps as well. I do keep an eye on chat from time to time, but sometimes if the tangent's going crazy, I might miss out. So if you really want to get my attention, feel free to throw a super chat my way. All support is welcome. Anyways, timestamps will be up eventually. Thank you in advance to Indolent Lard because he's always got my back. And if you want more of these shenanigans, be sure to join TCC's Discord where I usually hang out, all of us. I give big ups to Mark. As I probably would not have stuck to YouTube if Mark didn't go throw me a bone and support. So go support their channel as well. There's a podcast every Thursday at 9 p.m., so don't miss that either. Mino is using the podcast as an excuse not to make a damn YouTube channel, so be sure to give him a hard time about that, will you? Getting warmed up, getting into things. Mino, I was going to ask you what you've been eating, but you don't know how to cook. That's tragic.
Yeah, skip me.
Yikes. All right, well, I just chowed down some salmon.
Gross.
And I need to make some. I got some microwavable broccoli and what's it called? Cauliflower.
Salmon is for bears.
Salmon is for bears.
And cauliflower is for rabbits.
Okay. Illustrious is BC's premium. Is it really? Do I say that a lot? Do I say that word a lot?
I don't know. Probably.
Damn. I do like the word. Huh. That's crazy. Is that Mino's In-N-Out ID photo? You know, maybe I should have done the In-N-Out worker image instead of the clown co, because that's also really funny. But on his Discord thing, yeah, that's what it is. That's Mino working at In-N-Out. And my image, if anybody's ever played the Mega Man and the Battle Network games, there was a crossover that with a Game Boy game. It was called Boktai. Something about the sun. It was a goofy ass Kojima game where you had to play during the sun. There was a solar sensor or a light sensor on the cartridge, and you had to play it in the sunlight.
Yeah, I remember that game.
You played that? Yeah. So my picture is the dude's brother, Sabata, the Moon Boy, because he's really edgy and purple. You played that too?
No, I didn't, but I heard of it. And I remember when I heard of it, I was like, "There's no way this is gonna sell." And I think I was right. I'm pretty sure it didn't do well. There's no way.
Yeah, it got 3 more games actually somehow. But if I was probably just Kojima, it played a lot like Metal Gear, but it was on Game Boy. It was actually it probably isn't that great, and people like hacked it afterwards, like nowadays, so you can run it and then not have to deal with the light
it's
bullshit.
Such a stupid concept.
Hey, back when people went outside. I just couldn't beat the game.
We gotta play on a schedule. We gotta fucking like Pokemon Go was such a failed concept because people don't want to do that shit. They just want to hack the fucking GPS and play from their home. Nobody wants to like physically walk and go on a schedule. Be like, oh, this guy only spawns 2 a.m. at the beach 10 miles from here. I better fucking get in my car. Like, this is a dumbass concept.
You could cheat the game by just using I think I went back on it when I was like older, and I used you can cheat it with like a black light, but you can't even cheat it all the way because if you overload the sensor, then your gun overheats and you can't shoot anything, and you just have to wait it out.
It's like when Pocket Pikachu came out and it was supposed to be a pedometer and everyone just shook it all day, every day in class. at recess and shit.
I don't know what that is, but I'll take your word for it.
Oh, damn. I just outed my
Pocket
age.
Pikachu, yikes. Boomers
Jesus
in the chat, rise up.
Christ.
Multiracial Lion, what up? You played, see, I see a couple people played it. That's pretty cool. Violence time, baby. Y'all are horrible people. So, getting right into the topic. Mino's cousin, Monty Selgood, I believe it is.
Monty Selgood, damn. Come on, that's a very obvious pun there.
Is it?
Money Selgood?
Oh my god. Oh, 4K.
God, this is like BC took 2 years to get Mino spell good. Jesus Christ.
Yo.
Oh
no. Oh, okay.
Oh my
guys,
God.
well, type L in the chat for me. Let me get
that
some L's.
That was the account that used to do
L.
the Greg's
I can't
Garages.
believe I just realized that on air. Oh my god. I hated you.
Do the Greg's Garages where we sold EXs like
what?
Infomercials. Greg's Garages.
Oh, yeah, the only reason I remember that is because you told me about it and I didn't know it, and I was like, "What the fuck is this cringe?" So that's the only thing I remember about Greg's Garage. But I didn't remember that you posted on that account. However, I really did not get it until you. Oh my lord!
You're bad at this.
Yikes. Okay. Well, money's God, why does that work? Anyway,
I've got like two other alts that'll be revealed over time. I can't give away all the good puns. I can't give away all the good puns right off the bat.
I'm gonna read them slowly next time. Jesus Christ! Oh my God! I can't believe it. Anyway, part of a discussion in the I need to clip up the Mighty Keith video. I should put a link to that, but I can't find it. Actually, I can open chat. But the Mighty Keith joke that I keep referencing with Mino is that it's the end of one of I think it was the Pyra and Mithra reveal from Mighty Keith, and at the end of the video he goes on he pretends to be the guy who can theory craft but can't actually do anything in game, and that's pretty funny. And so Mino Mino didn't even create the meme. He got someone else to create the meme and then posted it to Reddit and got karma for it. And you can check these things out if you join the TCC server in the description. But it says, "Man, I should have brought this up on screen. Man, too good at Dissidia to enjoy playing Chaos, but not enough to play Lufenia." And it was, let me not speak for your intent of posting this.
What? Oh, I did it to speak of I made a meme of my experiences.
Yeah, Mino's so bad at the game that he can't. He unfortunately, Chaos is a little too easy for him, but he can't quite do Lufenia yet, as the RNG keeps killing him. And
there's no video proof out there that I've done Lufenia before.
Yeah, there's no video proof, so he's kind of stuck in the city of Purgatory right now, and he wants some content specifically catered towards him because he has to pull for every Lufenia. And what he doesn't realize is that if you keep making middle tier difficulties like that and catering to players who aren't willing to get good at times, you're just going to create infinite layers until nobody wants to play the game anymore.
Why would they pull if, like, isn't that the point?
Yeah.
If you're stuck between Chaos and Lufenia, they want you to pull to do Lufenia, right? Like, if you have a perfectly suited difficulty for you, why would you pull? Like, yes. You would only pull favorites.
They want to challenge.
Like, I want to run favorites.
Mino wants a challenge that is not too challenging.
Was it? There's that Simpsons meme. I need to find it. But that old ass Simpsons episode, again showing my age. I don't know if BC watched like the first 5 seasons of Simpsons.
I didn't watch any of the Simpsons.
Holy shit. Necklord, maybe.
Oh my god.
Necklord, maybe you've watched the first 5 seasons. Okay, look, everyone in chat, in the first, like, one of the really, really early seasons of The Simpsons or something, like, I think Bart gets in trouble and they have to send him to military school, and Lisa wants to go with him because apparently that military school is really good. But then Bart starts excelling and Lisa does badly. And then
I know this episode.
Right? And then Bart's is like, I thought you came here because you wanted a challenge. And Lisa says, I wanted a challenge I could do. So like that's what I always think of when I hear people like this content's too hard, this one's too easy. I need content that caters to me. Like I want a challenge. Like Chaos is no challenge anymore. Lufenia is too challenging. I need a challenge that I can do. Like I don't actually want to be pushed. I want something that's like just slightly
that
pushed.
ends up not actually
come
being
on.
the irony is that it's not actually a challenge.
Yeah, like, fucking idiots. But go.
Right, is that the same episode where Bart like stacks the speakerphones on top of each other, and that's like the precursor to him being like, or his family being like, right, you need some discipline off the fucking military school for you.
Yeah, I think so,
yeah.
Damn, maybe I should go watch this episode. I legitimately, I don't think I've seen an episode of The Simpsons in my life. I just know references.
Jesus.
Hey, it'd be like that sometimes.
It's like that fucking. Oh my god! I literally just watched a video the other day. John Krasinski doing the good news reports during the pandemic. I don't know if you guys are watching that, but basically, he interviewed a little girl. He's like, I'm John Krasinski from The Office. Have you seen The Office? And the little girl's like, no, but I like the memes. So that's what you were coming off of right now. Holy shit! Like I've never seen The Simpsons, but I like the references and the memes.
No, and I didn't say that. I said I know of some references.
Nah.
So, yeah. Slow your roll. Black
BC's
Mirror doesn't know
probably a
Simpsons. Time
Family
don't
Guy
subscribe. Bye.
person. BC's probably a Family Guy person.
No, I'm not. I haven't seen a single episode of Family Guy either. I don't be watching that shit, bro. I actually didn't watch much TV growing up.
He's watching anime instead, guys.
No, I didn't watch anime until later either. I don't remember. I legit. What the hell did I watch when I was younger? I didn't watch Avatar either. No, this is off topic. But yeah, so the meme was posted because Mino felt like he needed to get his state of mind out, and thankfully, a lot of people in the comments agreed with him who were in this exact same state where Lufenia is too hard. Well, actually, there was the one guy that said that Chaos was getting too difficult too. But yeah, and there was some. I don't know if it was in one of these threads, but someone insightfully realized that that this game wants you to spend money on it. And I hadn't thought of that until now, with all the paid gem bundles and the limited resources. But apparently the game gets a little pay to win at times, and they want your money. And I don't know, I've been living in a bubble this whole time, and I hadn't quite realized that. What do you think, Mino?
Holy shit! Now you're getting me angry. Now I'm waking up again.
Yes, I'm talking to Mino was
anger.
bitching about being sleepy, and now I'm trying to troll him and wake him up.
I'm so angry.
This is a pure. That's a pure foray into British sarcasm, and I'm very proud of you.
Ew. Okay, I just don't everything I just said.
Angry because even some of our dearest friends are finally like, I just want to use favorites. Why are they making me pull for units I don't want to use? Holy shit. We're 3.5 years deep into the game. This is the game. I'm so upset. Some of what I thought were some of the most competent players that I've known are just now starting to realize, holy shit, I need to pull characters of games I've never played and use them. Like, I want a new revelation. Holy fuck.
In regard to the I just want to use faves, it was legitimately far worse earlier in the game cycle because, like, not only were the characters not usable in the end game, they were also just not functional at all.
Cyan, do I detect some Cyan Copium? I think I do.
Yeah, I'm taking that Copium right now. This motherfucker had a fucking brave attack, brave only, for so long, and and the mind-blowing part is that his fucking awakening got released at the same time. I think it was Oren, who like got loads of like HP.
Oren was also awful. I mean, Oren didn't really do much, did it? I mean, it gave Oren like 8 more skills on each. Like,
yeah, okay. I guess funny. maybe that was the purpose. It was to make Oren look good by just having this comparatively shit awakening next to it. Maybe that was the reason.
Yeah. Jonathan Fleer, we're gonna tackle that. I'll bring that up because I know BC and I were talking about that too. But I'll save that for later.
Jonathan says EX100 stages took half an hour. How is that? How is a half an hour on Lufenia different? And Lufenia isn't even taking I was talking about this in main court earlier, but like people are dusting the Sayador fight in like 10-15 minutes, and though there was like one instance of a fight taking really long in JP. I remember this specifically. It was the Shiva fight, and it was because Shiva takes so many turns that it takes a while. I remember specifically, I got a couple of comments like, "Oh my god, fights are so long in JP." I'm like, no, it's just the animations, bro. Like fights really haven't like decreased in length. I'm thinking back to that long ass. There have been a couple long ass fights. Like what was it? The intermission chapter. Remember that? That had like 10 fucking waves. Do you remember that chapter? I mean, obviously you don't notice it if it's power creep now, but like on release, like I don't know, man.
we're derailing. I want to circle back to this,
Okay,
but if we're just gonna knock this out right now, I thought it was you who said it, but somebody in our mod channel, we were talking about. Someone said, "I don't understand why 20 minutes for a fight is so asking so much. This is a video game." He's like, I thought it was you that said this, but they're like, when I sit down to play a video game, I don't expect just 20 minutes, or at least I make time for 20 minutes to play a video game. Why is this such a foreign concept? And I originally approached this as, this is a phone game. I get it. People play on the toilet. But now I'm kind of like, no, that kind of makes sense. Like, when you sit down to play a video game, I never sit down to play a video game when I have less than 20 minutes to do something.
If I'm going to do a Lufenia, I know I'm gonna do it. Right? Is that what you're getting at?
Right. Yeah. Basically, it's like, why is a 20-minute like
that's a SpongeBob
really
episode.
Asking that much? Because when most people sit down to play a video game, you're expecting to play for at least that much time, right? Or an hour. Like I won't even turn on a video game if I don't have like an hour to throw at it. Otherwise, what progress am I gonna make? I don't know.
An end game, like the end game fight should 100% at least demand your attention, like to a degree.
I mean, these same people are spending maybe 4 hours, 6 hours a week watching Should You polls and reading the Tonberry guides and reading up on the Lufenia orbs and looking at like other people's runs so they can plan their teams and going on FF14 and running like 20-minute runs. Like I don't know if I can get it.
Sometimes it can take 20 minutes for the most ferocious of toilet time.
Yeah, I've had 20-minute shits before, but the point is like I used to be pro. Yes, Lufenia fights are too long. I agree. Now I'm like, do you even want to play video games? Because I get it. Any other video game, you're gonna want to play for more than 20 minutes at a time. So I don't fucking get it anymore.
Yeah, if I have a short amount of time, I'll pop a co-op and get in and out and keep it moving. But a Lufenia, like I'm sitting down and I'm focusing on that. MMO players complain about Lufenia fights lasting a long time. That might be a straw man, so I'm not going to latch onto that because we don't know for sure that those are the same people. But hi, Amander. But yeah, back to what you were saying before, Mino.
I forgot what the fuck we were talking about.
God
before.
damn it!
This is
I
what
hope you
happens
would.
You addressed chat. You fucking addressed chat. I was like, we'll get to this in a second, and then you read it and started talking. I forgot what the original fucking subject was. It was something about State of Lufenia. And holy shit,
was that chaos getting more powerful?
No.
Damn.
I only popped in just now, so I missed the preamble.
No, you were right here. Shut up. You were here.
I popped in and you were talking about The Simpsons, right? So I'm clueless.
The Onion Knight Lufenia took way too long. It was way too annoying. I don't think that was longer than average.
And I think with this game's design, like quests that take a very long time, particularly if they're one wave, and say you make one little silly error, which is of course
is
your
like
fault.
Not being able to use favorites.
Right. I wanted to say thank you, whoever reminded me.
Shout out to Drez64.
Thanks, Drez. I wanted to say I feel like I have to say this on the podcast every like 2-3 months because there's always somebody quitting because they can't run favorites anymore. And Slide quit a long time ago, but he's my favorite. Slide. He's my favorite fucking example. And I have to bring this up again because I hear people talking like Slide all the time. And it's basically Slide, if you guys are too new to remember, Slide was somebody who only ever used Laguna in his entire run. And since he started DFFO to when he quit DFFO, he had to have Laguna in every fight. And he was somehow able to pull it, like a year-long saga by like sandwiching Laguna with favorites. And like Laguna is still a decent character. You can see like Heavy Kura was running Laguna for a long time after he got his EX Plus upgrade.
Did he stop? Is he still going?
I think he stopped mostly, yeah.
Okay.
But the point, like with heavy meta, Laguna, I get it, has the debuffs. I think it was like 6-frame debuffs to prevent buffs.
No, they weren't framed by then before Slide quit.
Oh yeah,
Laguna
but
hadn't
I'm
been
saying with the
reworked
EX Plus, it pushed him again that he was using.
No, that
again.
was Slide quit before his EX Plus.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, the point is, it was like right before Laguna was gonna get his EX Plus, like a month or two right before, and he was like, I'm getting burnt out on the game because these chaos fights are taking like 40 to 50 minutes now. And then we're like, 40 to 50 minute chaoses? What the fuck kind of teams are you running? And it'd be like Laguna and 2 other people. And he's just like, oh, playing with Laguna is so many tries now, and his DPS so low, like takes like 50 minutes to do a chaos fight. He's like, I'm getting burnt out. And we're like, why don't you just not use Laguna, right? Like there are other characters in the game, and he's like, if I don't use Laguna, what's the point of playing? And it just blows my fucking mind every time somebody has that attitude. I get it, a lot of boomers only come here to play their favorites or some shit, but it's kind of just like, dog, if you just want to play Laguna, go play FF8. Like, why are you bitching that you can't run one character forever in this game? And it's the same thing now, right? Like, there's other people in this game that are like, I just want to run an FF6 team. What's the point if I can't do it? Or if I can't run Kate Sith? Or if I can't run Cyan? And it's like, Jesus Christ, just go play FF6 then. Clearly, you only like FF6. They're like, I only like my FF6 characters. I don't want to play FF11, Crystal Bearers. I've never fucking heard of these games before. I don't want to use these characters. Edward, like, I don't want to use these fucking characters. It's like, then go play FF6. I don't understand. Like, this is a crossover game where you're supposed to use all the characters. If you literally just want to play one Final Fantasy, go play that Final Fantasy. It's not the game's fault. They're not trying to cater to you to let you play your fucking favorites all the time. That's not this game.
It's understanding what the game is supposed to be. The advertisement angle is.
Ingwalder says you can't run Laguna forever in FF8 though, Mino. Well, you can't run Laguna forever in DFFOO either. So I'm not seeing the fucking point.
Oh yeah, he sucks in that game. Well, what I was getting at is the game's advertisement is to play with who you want, but the end game is making things work. And you kind of have to understand that. And I say this when people ask me how I stay sane running 2 versions of the game, JP and Global. I call GL New Game Plus for a reason. It's because I actively do completely different things, and that keeps the game fresh for me. So if I only default to the same team if it's like really restrictive for not even 9s. I realized this was a point of boredom when I crossed the threshold in Chaos when I started in JP, and I realized, wow, I'm bored as fuck. How about instead of doing exactly what I did and thinking that I only want to play one way, how about I do some completely different stuff? And that opens you up to new ways to tackle things. And one of the things I was thinking about with Lufenia is that although the fights kind of line you up to do one thing, it's not like you're doing one thing every fight, and there's a stretch of delay orbs in Cloud of Darkness cycle, which is annoying.
That's a good point. That's
but
a good point.
It's diversity and it's forced diversity. It's weird. It's a weird paradox because they're forcing you into a play style, but they're also forcing you to mix it up between fights generally. And I think tackling those different fights differently, especially around the time, and I have never really felt bored of the game. Ever, which I know some people might not be able to relate to. But that's because I'm constantly trying to just do different stuff to the point of I was thinking today, like think a little forward, like I'm probably not gonna blue Tidus in Global. I mean, I'm gonna max Una again, obviously, but I'm thinking about like Lael's fight. I always think about how I run it different. This is why when I do my poll plans, I say who I ran in JP, and I challenge myself to do something completely different and build the team a separate way in Global. Like right now, I'm thinking on the Lael fight, I'm about to be using like Arciela, Aerith, and Lael together, and I'm gonna like stack a bunch of speed down so the bosses don't get a bunch of turns. Whereas in JP, I did Aroha, Kais, and Lael to try and maximize those launches. Like there's different ways to go about things, and I think that understanding that is truly a way to understand the game. And obviously, you have people you like. Like I've been trying to run Noel and a bunch of Lufenias in JP at this point, but I'm not gonna force it, and I'm gonna mix it up and not hold myself to any standards. And I think staying Frosty's the wrong word. Staying flexible is the best way to enjoy the game, in my opinion. And you know what? Not everyone agrees with me, and that's fine. Not everyone enjoys things in the same way.
To back that up, I know Mark says he's never bored of the game because he just likes to see what the new toy is every week, right? He pulls on everything, he runs everything, and he's just like, I just want to see what the new fucking toy does. And that's a good attitude to have too. I mean, Necklord, what's your attitude to this game?
Yeah, you ran Cyan and you gave up eventually. What was
Yeah, it was a really simple process, right? So I was running Cyan and I was enjoying it, and then all of a sudden it became very difficult to run Cyan, and therefore not fun, because I basically had to pull everything just to get him over the finish line. And then what's the fucking point at that point, right? He's just a severe detriment. There's like no point running him. So I was just like, okay, I will not use him. I will continue playing the game.
I did the same thing with Noel and JP. Like I think the last time I used them before his BT was Zonde's Lufenia, where you had to re-break, and I carried his ass. I used Titus and Yuna, and then I had Titus re-breaking, and Noel just did it for a slight part of the first, and then Titus just went ham with the next death friend the rest of the battle. Like I mean,
but to add to that, actually, there were, because as much as I had to stop, there were some moments where he did actually shine. So Theodore, I mean, I say shine very liberally. He fulfilled the orb's condition at a bare minimum for Theodore, which allowed me to run him in a meaningful way, which felt good, even if it was a bit painful getting him over. So there's, you can get rewarded with a bit of patience, and you never know. Squex might decide to be creative with Abyss, and I can use him again there.
Oh, good, nice meme.
Yeah, I can't wait for the copy-paste Gilgamesh event in a few hours.
Oh, God. I hate it here. Man, I'm not looking forward to it.
As well, there's now light at the end of the tunnel with Cyan. That LD looks glorious. Oh, my God. Don't even get me started. It's just perfect.
The real way is to have everyone be your favorite, and then have them all get their fucking burst plus back to back to back to back, so you can't max them all. I'm in so much pain. Someone asked, "Are you ready for Cloud's burst plus?" Yes, I'm ready. I have had emergency Cloud funds, emergency Zac funds, emergency Una funds, and Sephiroth funds, and I wanted Titus funds, and I wanted Ramza funds, but they decided to throw Titus, Squall, Cloud, Zac right, because Zac has been mined to potentially be the next burst, and I have enough for 3 right now, and I'm suffering right now. I have to skip Titus. I can't green his dumbass. Yeah, Mino, anything to chime in about how you enjoy the game?
I mean, I have no idea how long we want to spend on this topic, or we're gonna move on. Like, there's just a million. You have all these threads open. There's a million things we can fucking pick at.
Yes,
but
there is.
I mean, if you're asking me personally, it's just like you said, just be flexible. It's not a fucking. I don't know. I play fighting games, and it's like it's unheard of for someone to not play a fighting game just because their favorite character didn't make the cut again in the new iteration. It's mind-blowing to me. Fucking all the pros have characters they like. If they don't make it in the game, or if they suck in the game, they'll just switch.
Either they make it work or they find a new character.
Yeah, I don't fucking understand. You know what? Actually, just one more shot in case we move on. It's just like, people are like, oh, well, the fights are too restrictive. You can't do anything creative.
Yeah, one of the top comments says, my experience has been, don't have the right team member. Good luck, pal.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's so restrictive. I have to Terra Yang or I won't win. And when I try to make fun teams, it doesn't work. The game sucks. I mean, I guess you can blame the game, but also, like, Call to Arms exists. And you can see lots of people actually running creative teams. So at some point, you got to be like, I can't run creative
I
teams.
Can't. Yeah,
and I do that all the time too, right? Like, when I'm doing runs and I'm streaming and stuff, I'll try to do something wacky. But if I can't make it work, I'll be like, okay, I'm at the limit of my skill level. I'm no Theologica or Belial or Destroth or something. Like, these guys, Scott Ong, they can make crazy ass comps. Sometimes I try to comp on stupid ass Bahamut that I wiped on, and then Scott Ong's like, that looks like a fun team, and then he recorded him beating it with my team, and it's like, dude, yeah, like, just because you can't make it work doesn't mean there's no room for creative runs.
Yes, and
nor is that the game's fault.
Yes, this is a lesson in logic. Logic classes and stats classes are one of the most beneficial things. And before I drop this knowledge, though, we got 160 people viewing the stream and only only 37 likes. So if y'all could fix that up real quick, I'd appreciate that. But anyways, and I'm probably gonna butcher this, but when in a logical statement, when you're trying to assert something, you take the statement and the conclusion, and you can verify if it stands up if you are able to flip. I forget what the word is. The precedent and the antecedent. Have you heard this before, Mino or Necklord? But it's the contrapositive thing where if you make it a double negative, it's still true. So I think I was trying to say this about the call to arms at some point. But if you can say because it's on the call to arms, that proves it can be done. But at the same time, if it's not on the call to arms, you cannot prove that it can't be done. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Kind of. I think you're stumbling a bit, but
I
get
stumbled
what you
hard.
mean.
No, a bit was an understatement. I
mean, to little clarify, like I get what BC's trying to say, right? Like, because he used to call the call to arms. He said it's proof of what is possible, not what's normal, and it's true. Like if you could see it on the call, it can be done. But just because if it's not on there, absence of what is it?
Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence.
Yeah, there you go. And so what it is basically like I will believe the fights are super restrictive if I look at the call to the call to arms is a very small subset
of the same amount of people who all talk together and tend to do the same things, plan their polls. So lots of really
good people on TCC Discord doing crazy runs that don't want to submit either because it's a hassle. But the point is, at least if it exists on the call to arms, you can see it. And every single fight, there are people running creative shit. There are some fights that are restrictive. Again, Lightning Lufenia, when she came out, there was almost no fucking TCC extreme submissions, almost none. And like so like if there's an event and there's only like 2 or 3 TCC submissions, I can be like, okay, yeah, this is a pretty bullshit fight. But if you're like, oh, the whales are a bullshit fight, and then there's like 20 plus runs with no synergy, no BT on there, like, come on, at some point you gotta look at yourself. I was watching a Strive tournament last week, and I was talking to BC, and I was like, see, this guy's streaming right now. If you're playing Strive, he plays Anji, and he's like, oh man, you know, like chat saying like, oh, it's okay that you lost because Anji's bottom tier, he's a shit character. And then the guy Spooky, if you're watching the stream, Spooky's like, look, like I know I can be better. Like I can't blame my character yet because I know that I still have a lot of room to improve. You know, he's like, I can't play like shit and then blame my character. And he's like, only if I can play like perfectly and make no mistakes and still get stomped, then will I bitch about my character balance. But until then, like I know it's on me.
All the options. And that's kind of a life thing in general too. Like my life improved substantially when I got told that I should look at everything in life as my fault. And at the same time, that gives you a sense of responsibility and feeling like you can control your world. Just because if you view every bad thing in your life as your fault, that means you also have the power to change everything in your world. So you want to exhaust all the options, no matter what. Because I wanted to say something about maybe having Clay on here would have been a good idea because he knows about the scrubs. And I disagree with Clay's method on Facebook of doing the Lufenia easy thing, but at the same time, there are scrubs who overplay things, and they need to know that they aren't good if they're their problems with fights sometimes can solely just be up to them. So there's factors at play, and Clay puts his money where his mouth is. By the way, Clay,
for sure,
yeah.
I have a lot of respect for Clay.
Absolutely,
I don't know if he's listening.
Shout out to Dystopia.
But I remember I used to think Clay was full of shit because he used to be like, oh, I'm gonna run this meta team. I don't care what people say. But then he'll go back and do a TCC challenge. So he always knocks it out of the park first, but then he'll always go back to do it. Like respect. And most people are like, fuck it, I beat it with the meta team. I'm done.
Yeah,
but no, Clay, very respectable.
I want to also say T. Sarathi said earlier. I wanted to or I don't want to assume genders. Whatever. What? If A, then B, therefore, if not B, then not A. That's what I was trying to say before with the whole contrapositive thing. Yeah, shout out to Dystopia. Clay has told me that he's going to be bluing Kais's high armor plus, and he's going to be getting Lael's burst, and so I've been kind of trying to praise Lael's underrepresented or maybe misunderstood stuff. So definitely subscribe to Dystopia if you're trying to see some Lael runs, because Clay's about to pull some bullshit off. Probably give a bunch of people FOMO when he like no boss turn stuff with Lael. So by the transitive property, a hot dog's a sandwich. What the hell are y'all talking about, bro?
Hot dogs are sandwiches. I proved this already.
Omar says, seeing everything as your fault, it might be a little extreme. Well, Dystopia Bard, seeing everything as your fault, it might be a little extreme. Yes, but sometimes you need some. No, me first. Me first, damn it.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to be extreme, even if you're not. It's not good thinking necessarily. You want to get yourself on the right track. Now, obviously, saying everything is my fault is obviously not. It's hyperbole. Like, obviously, if some guy runs up in the street and tries to beat my ass I've never seen before, obviously I didn't do anything to get there. But it's about taking responsibility in whatever way possible and never letting life take you by the reins. Like, even if I did get pulled up on and got my ass beat, like, maybe I should have learned jujitsu. Like, maybe I should have known how to like break his arm or something. Like you go forward instead of let life happening to you. You control life around you. That's kind of how I read the Steve Jobs. Was it the biography, the autobiography, and it made me think about things. This is a weird tangent, but they called Steve Jobs' ability to will things into existence his reality distortion field, where it's a very fascinating book. So if you haven't read that, I would recommend it. Just seeing how much of a bullshit master Steve Jobs was. But people would tell him no, and then he'd be like, no, I'm right. And even if it didn't make any sense, he'd try and will it into reality anyways. And even when it didn't work, just having that like bullshit ass confidence is good for you, I think, overall. Back to you. I don't know where I'm going with that.
All right, look. Everyone in chat is right. BC's listing a fucking extreme. I would not have put it like that. I wanted to fucking correct it before we
basically,
went on.
in simplest terms, what BC
God,
is saying is that you should believe that your opinion is based and that everyone else's opinion is cringe.
Okay, that was worth the detour. But okay, look, BC is putting it really badly. You shouldn't always say everything is your fault.
Don't read into the extreme.
How I was taught this, what my dad always told me growing up was, every time something happens, ask yourself if you could have done more. Okay? So it's not everything is your fault.
That's probably healthier. But I personally love going to extremes to get myself motivated for stuff.
It's not everything is your fault. It's anytime something happens, ask if you could have done more. Like BC's example, he kind of saved it in a second. But he's like, oh, I'm walking down the street, some guy comes to beat my ass. It's not my fault. He's like, oh, well, maybe I could have learned self-defense. Right, like, if you come and get your ass beat, what could you have done up to that point to prevent that? Of course, you could have learned self-defense. Of course, you probably could have, stopped, hitting on his girl or some shit, or like what did you do to lead up to that point, right? It's like, I think the way I was taught is, you're in a car accident, both of you are going through the intersection, both of you hit the stop sign at the same time, both of you go through the intersection at the same time, you both hit each other. What could you have done differently? You can't always be like, oh, that asshole didn't stop for me, why didn't you stop either, right? Or it's always like, what could you have fucking done? Like, what did you do to prepare yourself? It was used in school a lot too, right? Like, oh, you got a degree, but you can't find a job. Could you have done more? Could you have gotten internships? Could you have potentially picked a better major? Could, it's like, what?
Yeah.
Did you do everything that was in your control, yes. Right? That's a lot healthier attitude to be like, because when you keep asking yourself that at every junction in life, you're asking, how can I improve myself? Whereas if you're like, oh shit, I lost a fight to RNG, I gotta keep resetting until RNG favors me. That's literally, you're never gonna get better. You can't be like, yes. Oh fuck, I lost RNG. Oh, I lost bullshit game. Oh, Lufenia orbs are bullshit. I built a team that can cover the orb, but I couldn't meet the turn count. Why is the game punishing me? What a shit game. Could you ask yourself, could I have brought more DPS? Could I have played more efficiently? When you start with yourself, this is such a I wish everyone practiced this.
And you get that kind of by just competing and being on equal grounds. I know you had your theory about competition, and you kind of, when it's just you versus other people and it's just raw skill and you have to improve, like there's not like it is clearly your fault, you kind of start to develop that muscle. And I talk about sometimes how, I mean, I'm not good at fighting games and I'm not good at Dark Souls, but I can see that my inability in the game is completely of my own lacking of skill, and I can acknowledge that I don't have the skill to do it. But the irresponsible person would be like, no, this game isn't fair, and that is not a winning mindset.
Well, Elzofian or whatever, I'm getting a little tipsy. This game isn't life though. It's a product meant to give you entertainment. Okay. Let me spin it another way.
Young
all right.
fool.
Let me spin it another way. All right. When people make and this is funny because I had this argument on Xeno's stupid ass server last month. When people like people were like, "Oh my god, these Star Wars sequels, these movies, I hate them. What were they thinking? Why did they make this?" Okay, here, newsflash, guys. No, people don't always make things for your entertainment. They make them for their own entertainment or profit, and if you enjoy it also, great. But if you don't enjoy it, they don't care. All right? So imagine DFFO is a product. They're making it for a certain purpose. If Rando number 300 online says, "I don't like this game, you did a bad job." No, they did what they were set out to. It just wasn't a match. Like, come on, take that to dating, right? Like, you meet a girl and she isn't exactly what you want. You're like, "You're a shit person. You need to work on yourself." like this is that's such a shit entitled attitude, right? Like everything here is for my entertainment. Look, DFFOO is a product that you choose to engage with. Nobody put a gun to your fucking head and say, "Play this game."
Also, this is not us saying there's nothing wrong with the game, because we'll shit on the game.
We're
in a
not
heartbeat.
saying there's nothing wrong with the game, but
at
we're
all.
saying
Even then, if you think that we're going to defend the game uncritically, you're a smooth brain. Get the fuck out.
I hate how people say I defend this game. If you listen to the last podcast episode I was on, I just shit on the game.
I shit on the game constantly.
I was like, this is such a shit period of low turn counts. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? Good thing they fixed it. But no, to finish this is just like, look, DFFOO, and a lot of people need to fucking hear this in chat right now. DFFOO is an optional product. Nobody is making you play this fucking game. Your livelihood is not at stake. There's no gun to your head to play this game. If you don't enjoy it, don't play it. It's as simple as that.
And that doesn't mean that you can't use constructive criticism either, because you can, and we do that as well, so we understand the nuance. But if you are so down horrendous that you are not enjoying the game and you don't enjoy the core of it versus getting some simple tweaks, then people drop games all the time, bro. It's okay.
There's a lot of games out there. You don't need one thing to fulfill all of your fucking happiness. You don't need to be like, "Why is this mobile game not having events every day?" Like, it needs to give me something to do every fucking day. It's like, Jesus Christ. Like what I've been trying to tell somebody else we've been talking to is, instead of expecting, asking why one source of your enjoyment isn't catering to every fucking facet of your life, fill it with a lot of different things to do. Like, it's like people in relationships, right? You can't expect one person to fulfill you.
That's
you
why
need
people stick
to
around
have
in toxic relationships. Like, I can change them.
Yeah, you need to have lots of relationships. You need to have lots of friends to do certain things with. You share one hobby with one friend, you share another hobby with another friend. Not you find one fucking person and try to fit them into every one of your fucking things, and if they don't, you just resent them. Like, that's so fucking unhealthy. It's don't pick one. Don't go to the same fucking restaurant over and over and expect them to fulfill your every
Don't go to the Italian restaurant and demand they make sushi.
Yeah, fill your life with variety. Jesus Christ,
get
a life.
Kyle asked, can you guys discuss how to differentiate between helpful criticism and not helpful criticism? I think expecting the base game to change is probably fruitless. Like, if you want Lufenia to not be a thing and to go in a completely different direction than the track the game is on, it's probably time to go. But if you want, for example, better buff icons, better boss descriptions, non-shitty abyss, better fucking live streams that aren't filled with shitty co-op, yeah, I'm fully on board. But if if you want the base game to change from the track that they're on, like there are like design paths. Like they plan, like I think they have to like design the shit like a year out in advance. So that's a battle that you just can't win, and you should divert that energy to something else.
Yeah, and then so BC covered the basics. I was gonna say something like that too. But what I want to fucking say that blows everyone's goddamn minds every time is, will this suggestion benefit both parties? All right? There is a corporation trying to make money, and there is a consumer trying to enjoy a product. Most people are selfish, entitled babbies who are only like, how can I get more enjoyment? You got to ask yourself, will your fucking suggestion benefit both parties? Will it also make them money while increasing your enjoyment? Because a lot of people are like, costumes should be free. Why?
Yeah.
like so you want them to not make money, or it's like I should be able to store BT an unlimited amount of BT tokens and tickets.
Store. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's not
constructive. Yeah, that's not constructive criticism. As in, why are my resource like there was a fucking Reddit thread. It's like, what the fuck, Square Enix? You shouldn't like let my BT tokens expire. I have 50 BT tokens and I'm saving for lock BT 8 months from now. And then the people in chat are like, well, you know, you have like 3 or 4 choices of BTs to grab now, or how many of the BTs are you missing now? He's like, I only have 9 BTs right now, but I don't want to use it on any of these. I want to use it on lock BT when it comes out in 8 months. And like, that is not constructive criticism. If you make a suggestion, at least think, how does it benefit both parties? Because they're trying to make money.
Yeah,
and a lot of people have been playing this game for free for 4 fucking years, and like, give us more free shit. Like, why? What incentive do they have to give you more free shit?
And that goes back to the middle ground for not challenging, not Lufenia, but not Chaos either. How is that going to get you to pull?
Yeah, how is that going to get... Yeah, because that's the other thing, right? Like, a lot of these people play for free and never want to pay a cent. So why should they cater to you? The question... constructive criticism is, what can they add to the game that you will pay for? And if it's nothing, then your opinion means nothing to them. Imagine, like, freeloading randos coming up to you okay, like, that's the artist thing, right? Like, imagine people asking you to do your job for free for them, right? Like, imagine you're an artist... and all your fucking family members and randos on the street come up. Hey, you're an artist.
Again, for the smooth brains, this is not us sucking off Square Enix.
It's not. Fuck
them.
It's
not. We want the game to improve. We just want to do it constructively and realistically. Okay, continue.
Mino, you have to at least agree that costumes are way too overpriced. Yeah, I do. So, you know, even Mark doesn't get all of them, and he's a whale. Well, I wouldn't. Depends on your definition of whale, but it's okay to not get them, right? Like, it is what it is. Like, will lowering costumes... This is something we talk about too much in these 4 fucking years. Will lowering costumes make them more money? The thing is that they've done their research.
Yeah, I don't know why these armchair analysts think they're better.
Yeah, there's
analysts.
A certain price point where whales will pay more for, and realistically, if you've ever done any research on these free-to-play games like Fortnite and League of Legends, whales are 90% of their profit. They can price shit up. Like, fucking, this is your first free-to-play game? FF14 mounts are like $40 to $50. Are you gonna pay that much for a mount skin? Or like League of Legends skins are like $37 as well. Like, it's okay to not buy it. It's okay that everything doesn't target you. This goes back to our old thing. You're not the center of the fucking universe. Like, they've done their research. They know how they can maximize their profits. If you don't fall into that's how the world works, right? Yeah, like, I'm sorry, like, the bus doesn't match my work schedule exactly, so I, right? Like, I don't know, man. Holy shit! I don't know how.
Yo, the world fucking sucks.
Thanks, Edgelord. Not Necklord, you're Edgelord now. And also back to what you were talking about, Mino, between the company and the players both benefiting. There's also the possibility of players not benefiting. Like, some people want long co-ops. For some reason, long, challenging co-ops, and if you're gonna add content in the game, you have to incentivize people to do it, and they did that with the Lufenia challenge missions for Ultima weapons. And I've even stopped doing those because I don't feel like fucking doing them. But I can do them at my leisure, so I don't have a problem with it. But people who want more and more shit to do in this damn game, think about all the people who don't have as much time as you, who enjoy the pace of the game. That I really, because if you want more, you have to think of an incentive. Like you don't just, again, shit isn't free. You can't just poof content in the air. Someone's got to be paid to think of it. They got to plan for it, and it's just a frustrating conversation. No on long challenging co-ops. That's asking for a disaster. Someone's guaranteed to drop. Yes. Thank you. Chat's been flying past, and I haven't read any of it.
Yeah, you guys
barely.
are talking too
You guys
much.
are talking
I'd
a
love to
lot.
engage, but
You guys are talking a lot. But if you really want to be heard, you can give a super chat. But in the meantime, be sure to like the video. I saw someone in chat that I wanted to say hello to, but I forgot it already. Oh, it was Bl'Art. Yeah, Bl'Art. I was going to... So Bl'Art, originally my plan for this week was to have you on to counterbalance the potential violence we do, because I know you'd been talking to CCC server about wanting to help people, and I wanted to give you a little bit of a beating for that, because I don't want you to burn out. But you decided to go on vacation this week, so I would have asked you to be on, but you decided to go on vacation, so you can feel regret for enjoying yourself with your life. I hope you feel bad. And I guess this is a tiny bit of a segue, but it was in context of said Lufenia cope threads that we derailed completely off of. But all those people having issues, and there definitely are people in those threads who just don't know the resources available to make things better and to how to get better at the game. But at the same time, you can't save everyone, and you have to draw a line somewhere. Like. This is why, again, I'm going to call for everyone. Create content. Get your voice out there. If you're tired of hot takes, leave comments on the hot takes. Try and get people to learn. Make your own videos. Try and make your voice heard. That's the only way to stop this stuff. That's why I started my damn channel, because I felt this is how it started, man. Ink will tell you when I made one of the most helpful videos I made way back then was explaining how attack auras are important and trying to poke out some of the hype and when people were hyping Charlotta like mad. If y'all weren't around for early chaos, the amount of hype y'all see for like Porum right now. That was like people were going nuts over Charlotta, and no one had any fucking clue who she was. And if you did, you're lying. If you say you do, you're lying. And and you guys can back me up on that, right? You remember Charlotta getting hyped to hell and back?
sure.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And people didn't have context for it. And then I went and explained why Charlotta is not a solo carry, and I did like Ace, Kuja, and Charlotta on Dimensions End Entropy Tier 2 and stuff like that. Like Ink thanks me for that video because I showed things in context and explained them. Stuff like that. Like, we can all help get better information out there, but it's a team effort. I only got where I am by just being, one, by being provocative, two, playing the YouTube game, but three, being consistent and trying to get my voice out there. And the only difference between me and you guys is, one, I'm more attractive, and and two, I have a mic. So, guys, create more content for real. It doesn't have to be anything. I just shouted out RVK. He made a very funny 30 second Lail should you pull. It was hilarious. So go check that out. I don't know where I'm going this. Mino, help me, please.
I don't know. There's so much shit to talk about. Like, I didn't even get started on all the shit we were gonna rant about, but it's almost an hour, so I should get to the important topics. I mean, did you want to pick out anything in those threads you had lined up?
No, I didn't plan. I just wanted to bounce off of them. That guy who made the Lufenia coaching thread, that is not how you talk to people. This guy is lacking in social skills. That is the most... It's either he was being snarky on purpose, or he is completely lacking in social skills to not understand that when you talk down to people, they're not going to be receptive at all. So that, although there were a lot of funny comments in thread, and if he was legit... go talk to some people in real life like that and see how quickly they're dismissive of you. That thread was funny. There were a lot of funny responses in that thread, but that is not the way to go about it. That guy should all... he did type "get good" at the end of it.
Did he actually? That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's cringe. dear
Have
God.
some antennae, man.
Like this dude should get on YouTube and try and like offer stuff. But man, and then the third end of it was, aren't JP fights becoming way too easy? It's really the duality. It's like people in global are like, this stuff's ridiculous, and then meanwhile when early Lufenia Plus was popping off and in JP, wasn't the content real easy at the time in the GL probably? Like, this game goes up and down, people, and Mino, I know we're always talking about people don't see the patterns, and I know people started later in the game, so they don't see that it goes up and down, but Jesus Christ, I don't know if there was anything, because I don't want to pick on anybody specific, except for that guy who made the Lufenia coaching thread, because he's the OP, so he opened himself up to a little bit more by coming off as a jerk right there. But I mean, the resources are out there. There are still people in these comments who the call to arms is posted every event, and there's still people saying this, you need so and so, or what's the normal excuses? RNG killed me, stuff like that. And this, that's what I was circling back around to Bl'Art. The best thing you can do, and the best thing everybody can do, is try and create content and get their voice out there and try and get good thinking in. You can't, if you're in the trenches in Discord and Reddit and you try and save every single person, you're going to hit a wall and you're going to get very frustrated with humanity. And especially if you start growing your channel, you're going to start seeing that people tune out after 5 fucking minutes. So if you don't say anything important in the first 5 minutes, it doesn't get heard generally anyways by like half the people. So and also, this is just a fucking game. It's not some life coaching advice. So it is good to try and get good information out there, but also value your sanity so you don't drive yourself down a hole. Bl'Art's been talking and I haven't been reading it.
He hasn't been saying anything important.
Jesus.
So I mean, to close out, I only have 2 things to say to piggyback off of that as well. Is as somebody who works in the fucking public sector at In-N-Out, you learn really fast. You put the information out there. The people who want to use it will use it, and the people who don't won't.
Yes.
That's just fucking it. It's like the vaccine rollout. You either want it and you'll work to get it, or you don't and you don't care. All right, I don't understand all these bleeding hearts trying to reach all these people. Like, there's people that just don't want to be helped. Yep. They just want to blame RNG. They just want to bitch.
They can't be helped. They suck. They're scrubs.
You know,
can't help all those
the saying goes, you can bring a horse to water. But
let me quote Josh. I hate Josh with every fiber of my being. We're enemies, but occasionally he's a sensible person too. And what is it? He put it in words better than I can. Let me see. What did he? Where did that fucking message? Yeah, here you go. He says, people are conditioned to be angry and loud when they're upset, not necessarily constructive or critical. Babbies learn to cry to get attention. Some people never grow out of it. All right, like, if you're gonna complain, fucking look. Not every complaint is a constructive complaint. Sometimes people just want to bitch, and so sometimes people are looking for help, others aren't. You can't fucking dumpster dive and save every dumpster, baby Bl'Art. You have to just put the info out. Don't burn yourself out. The people who want to learn will learn.
Yes.
And the people who don't won't. Don't fucking stop trying to reach people who don't want to learn. That's how you brainwash people. That's the Crusades, right? Like, that's the pushy ass religious people that go door to door. Like, if they want it, they'll find you.
Yep.
Okay. And then the second thing, I already forgot. Necklord, your turn.
Well, yeah. Babies do cry, and they get rewarded with attention, and I suppose that does reinforce something. What happens if they have an unusual childhood where they just get ignored? What?
They should go see a fucking therapist and stop playing gacha. That's what I think.
Why are we having such deep philosophical?
You made that way deeper than I needed.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Necklord. That was the second thing I wanted to make, which is basically I don't understand why people will keep doing stuff that they don't enjoy. It blows my like Mark and I used to laugh at these people who haven't enjoyed a Star Wars since the 70s, but they keep watching Star Wars and they keep pissing themselves off and getting angry. Why just stop?
Yeah,
stop watching Star Wars.
Oh no,
And
I must
Halo.
address this in chat. The whole stream and Necklaw hasn't weighed in on Cyan. You must have
Hey,
missed
wait
it.
till the end, jerk.
Oh,
Keep going, Mino.
denying me. Oh.
Yeah,
no,
and
we're
I'm
just
just
waiting.
saying, I'm
Jesus,
just
don't
saying,
kill the flow.
I'm just saying, a lot of people need to fucking hear, like, if you're not enjoying the game, just stop playing. Stop being a bummer to everybody. Other people are still enjoying the game. Imagine, like, it's like the fucking, like, 20-year-olds who hang out at their old high schools telling the kids, you guys have no idea, once you graduate and enter the real world, it's all shit. From here on out, enjoy it while you can. High school is the best time of your life. Stop being that asshole. Nobody asked for your opinion.
Also, if you peaked at high school, then you are the loser.
Like, Christ, like, come on, like, it's okay to be, like, if everyone's having a fucking friendly conversation, you just jump in and be like, I hate DFFOO, Lufenia sucks now. Nobody asked. I don't understand. Like, stop playing the game then.
That's crazy.
I don't understand. Stop playing the fucking
I
game.
don't remember
Jesus
asking.
Christ. Oh my god.
Oh, buddy. Necklord, talk about Cyan now.
No complaints from me. This is literally the most perfect sort of flavor-ridden and actually pretty powerful by the looks of it. I don't know about the gameplay, and I'm no JP expert, but it looks particularly strong. I mean, ignoring both the main damage gates for a start is pretty significant, I would say. But then the whole like mass HP dumps, and he doesn't lose Brave when he dumps until the last one, which is like, what? That's pretty nuts. But the whole flavor element of like, you actually have to charge up the Bushido meter from 6 like to 7, which is where Bushido Tempest is. Absolutely love it. It's honest. It's incredible. It's incredible.
I'm waiting to see if it's just as bad of an idea as it was in the original. That's what made Cyan the worst character. That's what made Cyan the worst character.
Oh, right. And for the people, some people might remark that the laughing that he does in it is like strange or whatever, but it's a really clever nod.
I thought he laughs during the animations in the original game too, right?
Yeah,
like he had the laughing animation.
Basically, for like I think it's
I
like
love
one
it. I love
frame between each slash, he does the like laugh pose for his sprite.
Yeah.
It like the attention. Whoever had the reins on that knew what they were doing.
It's so good. The FF6 cast has been getting a great treatment. And Necklord, I just wanted to point out the positivity of this. Thank you, because some of these Debbie Downers lately have been asking, well, what do you enjoy about the game? And I'm like, look, Kane has never been good up to this point in GL.
Cope.
Neither has like Jekt and Sabin, right? And
Hey, Jack was good in Cosmos.
Whatever. And
Sabin
he
was good in
actually
Chaos. What was it? 60 Chaos fights?
A couple of fights. And the thing is, like, I don't know why, but it just put such a smile on my face to see Kane's animations for 1 or 2 fights. And then he was benched forever. I'm not salty at the game that I can't use Kane in every fight for 2 years. But like this Cyan thing, right? Like, even if he doesn't become a meta character, which is the stupidest way to think about the game, in my opinion. Even if he isn't like a meta stomping character, this is a lot of fun, right? Like, you can tell whoever designed this loved the character and loved FF6 and loved Final Fantasy, because like Necklord's right. Like the tribute, the fucking sword tech bar, the Bushido bar above his head that charges up exactly like it did in his game. The laugh is such a good tribute. Like the mechanics, even if it's shit and not meta, it is so fun. And there's so many games that we play that we don't focus on the meta. You guys are fucking babbies. Usually when I play a Persona game, meta wise, I pick the worst fucking team. I think before Golden, like BC's a boomer. He played Golden, so he doesn't know the struggles. When Persona 4 came out, I had the worst possible team. Kanji, Chie, and Naoto.
Chie pre-patch was rough, wasn't she? And now
they were all fucking terrible, and I played on the highest difficulty, and it was hell. But the point is, like, sometimes it's okay to just like playing things you like. Oh, somebody said that in chat earlier. Sometimes it's okay to like the things you like. It doesn't have to be meta or powerful. Like, I pity the people who are just like, I only play meta. Like I think Tel was asking me in the mod chat. He was like, why do you think people with 2 million gems quit? And I was like, because they probably play the meta and not for enjoyment, and they only want to win, and it's an empty victory. It's a hollow victory. Like, you don't have fun following guides isn't fun. That's homework. That's homework. If you fucking do all your research and look up every fight and just follow the recommended team, that's homework.
Yeah,
that's
planning far in
madness.
advance. The longer the game goes on, it seems the hardest planner is always are the people who try and stick to some specific plan and do everything in advance. It takes out a lot of enjoyment of the game. It appears
speaking right of a specific plan, that's another key component of why this Cyan rework in JP is awesome, because if I'm not mistaken, his brave damage has remained single target completely, right?
Oh, fuck you.
And see, what I did in GL is I collected quite a few Leo X weapons for the sole purpose of maxing 3 of them, because for the uninitiated here, the Leo Sphere boosts brave damage on single target brave hits by 10%, which means it's a condition Cyan will always be able to fill, even later down the line where he gets the LD in GL. So I have a future-proof, the ultimate peak Cyan, perfect darts at the cheapest cost. I'm ready. I'm already ready. 9 months away.
Els Ophian is saying, is that not a respectable play style? Like when I play fighting games, I'll spend 2 hours practicing combos before jumping into multiplayer. That's not the same. Fighting games. Are you gonna compare that to an RPG?
Not even that far. Respectable to who? I mean, it's your game, bro. No one actually cares. No one's literally no one cares. Like
you don't pay much.
You're you're not important. I'm not that important. Necklord especially is not that important. None of us are important.
Yeah, but that's just not a good comparison, because in a fighting game, I don't care how much you practice. Once you're in the ring, you can't follow a guide. You have to think for yourself. There's no fucking guide on how the opponent will act. Whereas there are legit people here.
Oh, that's what that was in context too. I mean, yeah, that's a way to. I mean, it's taking away the challenge.
Yeah, people will look up runs here and literally imitate it. And then I remember on the threads on Money Sell Goods thread that BC pulled up. One guy said that this game is so RNG because I will pick a video and I'll copy it, and if one turn is a little different, then I lose. And it's just like, okay. Like apparently that's how some people play, like literally following a step-by-step guide.
That you're not even playing at that point.
You're
just along for the ride.
Yeah.
Also, your run being really dependent on turn order RNG suggests that the team comp is probably not very good.
Yeah,
it's usually a big sign that it's bad and that you should change it.
Yep. Okay, we're over an hour now. I think we hit decent enough stuff. Closing thoughts, Mino.
I don't know. I could be angry forever. Holy shit.
Fair enough. Guys, be sure to tune into the TCC podcast tomorrow at 9 Central. Is it 9?
Sick of you guys.
Is it 9 Eastern?
I don't know.
What time is it in Western Pacific? 7 Pacific. So just join the damn server in the description.
What about my closing thoughts? Why does Mino get
slow
closing
the fuck
thoughts?
down? Jesus.
No, closing thoughts. Closing thoughts. Mark said a really good thing, and I want to fucking say it too to all the fucking criers and bitches out there. Mark is a reverend, and he counsels a lot of people, and he says the advice we always give is, if you're thinking about a divorce and you hang out with a bunch of divorced people, of course you're gonna get a divorce. So like, to plug the TCC Discord that people don't hang out enough in is, if you keep saying Lufenia is bullshit and there aren't any creative runs, go to a place where people are constantly pumping out creative runs and doing challenge runs.
And talking about the game intelligently.
Yeah, and talking about the game instead of sitting in those servers saying, oh, I skipped content and I'm out of gems and I haven't logged in a week. Of course you're going to fucking lose. Yeah, of course you're going to fucking lose passion to the game.
If you're going to be in an echo chamber, be in a more positive one. You are the company you keep.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, if you are bitching about creative runs being impossible, but you're not seeking them out, and they're right there. TCC Discord, constant home of the TCC challenge, where people literally push themselves to breaking point every fucking week. Like, surround yourself with some goddamn positivity. Like, seriously, Jesus.
That goes on the whole. Every time I see oh wow, people stopped talking about this character, I guess they fell off. And I always ask, where'd you look? And it's always 3 English-speaking JP videos. Like just think about who you're surrounding with. It's easy to get stuck in an echo chamber. Always understand other points, or just don't stick around. I mean, again, can't save everybody. Was that it, Mino?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
All right, Necklord.
this is actually an important plug that you'll thank me for. But
God.
we've got this Gilgamesh Lael co-op coming up, and it's gonna suck. It's gonna feel really shit to run through.
Hey, don't speak definitively. It could be good.
I'll speak definitively. Fuck it.
All right.
But there's a little bit of a nice experience you can have. You can see people actually having fun with it if you just type in Goofball Saga. That's all you need to type, and it'll be the first video on your list. I highly recommend watching that. It's iconic.
Yeah, that was the video I did with Bat and Zed at the time during the shitty co-op. If you haven't watched that video is legitimately really funny, and I'm really mad because I didn't even catch all the recordings of the dumb shit we were saying. But if you want to see what the JP co-op was, please do check that out. Am I supposed to show for Dystopia
Saga.
Discord now?
That's all you need to type.
Anyways, yeah, this is it. Be sure to like the video, guys. My closing thoughts are, I'm not positive on this Lael co-op because it's still going to be RNG farming, but hopefully it turns out better than I think it is. Hopefully I can get Lael's burst. We can hopefully the fact that there were so many Lufenia Copium threads this week. People really must have been bashing their skulls against these fights and not beating them, and it was apparent because there was nothing else to do. We do get these threads every month, and hopefully they tune down, but I know what I'm up against. They will never stop because everything in this game repeats itself. It's always in a cycle, but it's always good to sometimes get a little laugh, but also go a little deeper and talk about how we can potentially improve our thinking. I will encourage everyone, again, create more content. It helps yourself. You become a better speaker. You learn some soft skills along the way. You might even make a little cheddar along the way as well if you get your resources right and stuff. Yeah, that's it. And again, if you aren't in the TCC Discord, be sure to join that. All of us idiots are in there. You can see us shooting the shit and other fun things. You can see Mino muting people for bad jokes. Blart got shot earlier. That was good times.
What did he say that pissed me off so bad?
No, it wasn't
bad.
just one thing. Blart said like 20 different bad things.
Blart had like one big fucking pun that I just.
It was like was it a Square Enix Air Lael? No, I'm not even gonna try. Pikachu, you're banned for. You said bring Elnars to Lael Co-op. Yep, banned. There's your ban.
Oh. Okay, here we go. I said, oh man, the most exciting thing about returning to the office is that the restaurant scene has completely changed. The lunch meta has entered a whole new tier. And Bl'Art said, and here we thought Lael would be the one to elevate lunch comps.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
I banned him for a
that's
week.
ban-worthy.
He's done.
Yeah,
He's out. He's done.
Yeah, you deserve that one. That was.
He's out.
Why are you here, bro? You're on vacation. Go vacate. All right, y'all are ugly. I'm gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream now. Good night, everyone. Good luck on your Lael polls if you're polling. I don't know, whatever. Bye. That's not over. Shit.